Good morning, YouTube. What is going on, guys? I'm here with Allan the man. What is up? We are at Greenwood Conservation Park, a nice chill little area, about 15 minutes away from home. We're gonna get some photos, some portraits with Allan, video, B-roll, tips and tricks. Let's get it going. Alright guys, and those were some of the photos. So what we really tried to emphasize was, again, the depth of the trees. So Allan would maybe lean on a tree so we could show really just how far back they went. And then what I did was to show an extra sense of depth. I stood right behind a tree so you could see a little bit of the tree in it, just out of focus. So Allan's face in focus, it was out of focus, just to add that extra sense. And then we only had that one spot to shoot at because we were both getting pretty cold. But because Allan was just doing the smallest things, like changing up the way he was standing, maybe the way he was wearing a hat, putting on the backpack, the angle of the shot, right? Maybe me shooting at a lower angle, a higher angle, you can really maximize the amount of shots you can take in one area, which is something that's great because sometimes we don't have the luxury of going to all these different areas. So definitely try that out. Slightly changing the way your model's standing, the way he looks, how he looks, what he's wearing, and the angle of the camera. Okay, now back to the car.
Guys, and they take photos, and then there's like some people who comment rude shit, but don't let that stop you in a way.
Yeah.
If you like it, do it. If you don't,
yeah,
you don't have to.
Exactly. Okay.
But you shouldn't let fear of what other people think about you, like expressing yourself in front of the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing, you know what I mean?
Because you just like doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We should kept that rolling.
Huh? No, I did. This is rolling.
Oh,
right
it's
now.
rolling?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, man.
Yeah, this is rolling right now.
Don't kill me. I'm dead.
Yeah, dude. So again, we were just talking about male portraiture, like taking photos, being a guy or being a girl, just doing your thing. You like doing it, do it, regardless of what people think, man. You don't have to be a model. You don't have to be in an agency. I just feel like there's like stigmas with guys, like, oh, you have to be gay, or you have to be this tall, you have to be white. And it's not true, man. You like being on camera, like Allan. Like, I've shot this guy so many times because he's a pro on camera, right?
Thank you.
He doesn't have modeling experience being he hasn't gone to like agencies and stuff like that, but he likes doing it. He's good at it, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
And
so
I have fun, you know what I mean?
Trust.
Like, it's what I like doing, so I do it.
And then that's all that matters at the end of the day. So that's it. I'm gonna see you guys in the next clip. Allan, my man, my brother.
Guys.
All right,
Peace.
What is going on, guys? So back home, it's much later in the day, but I'm going to edit up 1 to 2 of those portraits I took of Allan, show you guys my kind of walkthrough, my tips, tricks, what I do to hopefully help you guys out. So let's hop on over to Lightroom. See you there. So I really like the composition here. Really love it. Like what I aimed for was to frame him right in between 2 trees. So we have the one he's leaning on and then the one out of focus. So not only is it framing him, right, he's right in the middle, it's also adding an extra layer, an extra sense of depth. So we have the foreground, we have a foreground, midground, and background. Our foreground is this tree out of focus. The midground is Allan, the subject, and the background are the trees, you know, just lining up behind him, adding even more depth. Like there are 3 layers here of depth, which is what I love, you know. It just it's many things for your eye to look at, and you know, it's just appealing to the eye. Okay, cool. So we have this again. Let's start from the way down and work our way up. Also, I really like just like the position he's in. Like it looks, I don't know, man, it just looks good. All right, grain. I'm actually gonna bring the grain higher up Now I'm gonna tweak this with the other photo. I noticed that it didn't look grainy enough. It looked too smooth. See, I don't want photos that look too smooth. I like outdoor photos to be a little rugged. You know what I mean? A little rustic looking, a little like rough. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to look too pretty and smooth. Like we're shooting outdoors. All right, let's move up to. Let's get that thing in. Okay, so that is very bare. We're gonna bring that down to about 30. Cool. Now let's go up to sharpness again, about 50%. And ignore the HSL tab for now. Now the white balance is actually looking pretty good. All right, let's get that tone curve, that nice S curve, just a little bit. 3 or 4, crushing the blacks. Usually I don't ever go more than 4 for portraits, and bring it down to about 5. All right, cool. And let's move up, get a nice solid contrast going. Okay, 30 looks good. Whites maybe 25. Yep. Shadows. It is a little too dark around his face, around the creases of his jacket or body. And even the tree, so let's bring that up about 20. Cool. Highlights. These pockets little here, they're going to be blown out. I know that when I bring up exposure, so let's bring that down. Contrast, we'll bring that up about 25%. 20 right now. We're gonna play with it. We're gonna play with it. Let's bring up exposure. Bang. Right? Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. And that's why I brought down the highlights, because when you bring up the exposure, the entire image is going to get brighter. So you really have to combat that by bringing down the highlights, because we want him to be the main focus, his face, who he is, opposed to the little pockets in the background. So, speaking of that, let's now add a radio filter, again, to emphasize his face. Nothing crazy, guys. I'm bringing up the exposure just so slightly, but that slight little bit will really make sure that you focus on him. It's the little things, you know what I mean? So let's just position that, as close as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, that looks good. And make sure to click, I don't know why that keeps playing around. Anyways, make sure to click invert mask, okay? So now it's just his face, exposure, up about 10%, and that's it. It's just a little tiny thing. I actually, a little bit more than that. Maybe about 15 or 16. All right, 18. There, right? Just a little bit brighter. That's all we need. And now let's work with the contrast. Get some more of that. Boom. You guys know the drill. Bring down the saturation about 10% just to get the whole photo a little less colorful. And what do you think we're going to do next, brothers? Those jeans, my guy, they're way too blue, and I don't want that. I like very earthy, organic, moody, true to tone tones. That blue is way too blue. I'm trying to go for that earthy, brown, green, gray vibe. So let's bring down those blues. Hiya! That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Maybe about, 58. Boom. Now it looks more even. Doesn't stand out too much. The next thing, like I said, is it is a little pink. So I'm going to bring the tint down maybe just like a couple. There we go. That's it. Nothing crazy. Here's a before. And an after. Before. And an after. You guys can see I really don't like those popping. Like I don't like very colorful saturated photos, as you can see. I just like to brighten it up. Nice contrast. Good moods. So I'm actually pretty content with this photo. I might bring up the contrast a bit more. Yeah, that's looking okay. Maybe even add a bit more contrast. Bring down the blacks. Bring up the whites a little bit. Maybe a bit more contrast. Again, we don't want them too exposed. Let's bring down the highlights a little bit. And you know what? Maybe up the shadows a bit. That's looking okay, man. I might even expose it to 30. Yeah, man, that is looking good. I am content with that. So, again, guys, I do tweak up the photos. I come back to them and I tweak them up here and there. All right, I think that is going to be it. So I'll touch these guys up later. But I hope this little Lightroom tutorial could help some of you guys. Tips, tricks, here, there. Gained what you could. So thanks, guys, so much. I will see you guys back in my room. Peace. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys digged it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did like it or learned something, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, what is up? Subscribe. My name's David Hammond, and I make videos on outdoor photography and lifestyle. So, thanks guys so much for watching. Appreciate you. I will see you in the next one. Much love. Peace.